Introducing the Norwegian Prima, sailing in 2022. Welcome back to another video, everybody. If you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with the latest of cruise news, or you want to stay up to date with the Norwegian Prima, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. So as promised on Monday, I made a video going over some of the exterior details of the ship as well as some of the itineraries that we are going to see on board the Norwegian Prima that was just unveiled. And today, on May 12th of 2021, we finally got some interior pictures of the ships. We got some images of some of the outdoor areas as well as the main promenade area, or I guess they call it the boulevard. But we got some footage of the main areas on board the ship. They did not unveil everything like anticipated. All of the activities found on board the ship will be unveiled at another date, but we do have some of the main areas and bars, restaurants, and all of that we are going to find on board the ship. We got all of that today. We even got a look at some of the staterooms that appear to be larger than previous and larger than staterooms on any other ship. So with that said, let's just dive right in. Let's take a look at this incredible ship. So first off, I do want to highlight, of course, that the exterior of the ship, the hull artwork is definitely one of my favorites. The ship looks absolutely incredible. Did go over that a little bit in the last video, but I do want to touch on that. So starting off with the staterooms, the pictures that you're looking at right here are just a standard balcony cabin. So as you can see, it appears to be a lot larger as well. One, I really love the design of it. It does make it look larger, but it actually is larger as well. So the approximate square footage of these balcony staterooms are going to be about 231 to 358 square feet, with a balcony size of either 45 to 69 square feet. Now, comparing that over to the standard balcony on board the Norwegian Encore, the most recent Norwegian cruise ship, the balcony stateroom on that ship is about 214 to 367 square feet, with a balcony size of about 38 to 108 square feet. We're looking at a larger stateroom for the most part. Although it says the balcony size on the Encore got all the way up to 108 square feet, I believe that is for some of the more expensive and like aft balconies. Very large staterooms on board the Norwegian Prima and very large balconies as well, so very exciting for that. This picture here, we do have a look at the studio cabins that are found on board the Norwegian Prima as well. Studio cabins are for one person only, so if you are sailing solo, Norwegian has a stateroom just for you. With the studio cabins, you have an exclusive lounge where only studio cabin passengers are allowed into. It's a very, very nice looking area. And then here's just a little top-down view of what the studio cabin would look like. Of course, it is very small, but again, it's just you, so you know, small cabins aren't really an issue if it's just you. Next, one of the main highlights of the ship. Norwegian calls it the Waterfront, and I believe on this class of ship, they're calling it the Boulevard. This is going to be some of the outdoor areas on the outer decks. That's down below on deck 8. As you can see here, we have an infinity pool that hangs over the side of the ship. Honestly, that's one of the most incredible things about the ship. So heading into the Boulevard, this is the main areas on deck 8. First off, we have the tapas truck. We have the Latin Quarter here on the left-hand side and the tapas truck on the right-hand side. No menus for either one of these, but they do look very cool, and I just really like the idea of like trying to give that food truck vibe on board the ship. That really looks cool. The Indulge Food Hall and Outdoor Lounge. It's a new restaurant theme idea, and as you can see, we also have some lounging areas and some hammocks as well. So off into the corner here, you can kind of see some tables. That's where the outdoor, I guess, the outdoor dining, and as well as on the inside of the glass, basically, you're going to have the food hall, but incorporated into that area, you also have some relaxation areas as well with some of these hammocks, which are very, very nice. And of course, it wouldn't be a Norwegian ship without a Starbucks. Very strange that I think of it this way, but this is one of like the coolest Starbucks I've ever seen. Just the color, maybe it's just the colors of it, but it looks really, really neat. And of course, who doesn't like picking up Starbucks early in the morning on your sea days? Also included over at Indulge Food Hall, you have the fire pit at Indulge Food Hall. This is an area for some outdoor movie nights, so it looks like somewhere in this image you'll see a TV, or I guess they're just gonna have movie nights in this general area. So that's really, really cool. And they also have the little fire pits. I'm not sure if those will be legitimate fire pits, but very, very cool and very neat ideas. It really seems like the ultimate relaxation area on board the ship. Next up, of course, we have one of the favorites, Los Lobos restaurant on board the Norwegian Prima. It is the premium Mexican restaurant found on board almost every single Norwegian ship and is personally one of my favorite of the specialty dining restaurants. Another one of the specialty restaurants, we have Odina by Scarpetta. This is a premium Italian restaurant. This restaurant first appeared on the Norwegian Encore and now will make its way over to the Norwegian Prima. And if you have a sweet tooth like me, you're going to find yourself at Coco's a lot on board the ship. Coco's is a chocolate ice cream. It's almost like a mini chocolate restaurant. You can get ice cream, you can get all sorts of different chocolates. It's so good. As you can see this image here, this is on board the Bliss. When I sailed on board, we got some giant chocolate milkshakes. You can find that and so many more chocolate treats at Coco's. Not a lot of details on this little area, but it does say rotisserie style meats cooked to perfection. So that alone just sounds really good, but besides that, there are no other details on this one. And if you love noodles, this next one is for you. We have noodles, basically a giant noodle bar with Thai, Italian, Chinese, and all sorts of different noodles. I think it's really cool that they're incorporating types of noodles, or I guess dishes with noodles, from all the way around the world, all into this one restaurant. That's very, very cool. This looks like a restaurant for some Indian dishes on board, so it's very good, very cool. And I apologize if I'm being like very short and brief with these. Some of these don't have too much information on them. And of course, another one of my favorites, we have Q Texas Smokehouse, which made its debut on board the Norwegian Bliss. It's a Texas barbecue restaurant, and it's some of the best barbecue out at sea. Over near Infinity Beach, we have the Local, which is the bar and grill. The Local is what replaced Oceans on board some of the older Norwegian ships, so if you liked Oceans, you're going to like the Local. Another restaurant on board is the Garden. The Garden Kitchen, is basically, it looks like to be a salad bar, which is really neat. So if you really like salads, this is probably a place for you. And like I mentioned earlier, Infinity Beach is the outdoor areas on board these lower decks on the waterfront. Another highlight of the ship that appears to me one of my favorites, or I think will end up being one of my favorites, is Ocean Walk. This is just a little outdoor walking area of the ship, but it hangs out over the side of the ship, of course, and it is complete glass, so you can see straight down below you. That looks really, really cool. That might end up being one of my favorite spots on board the ship. There's just something about looking down and being able to see the water just underneath your feet that is just so cool to me. So I think I'm going to really like walking along that area whenever I'm on board the ship. And then next up we have La Terraza. This looks to be a very peaceful and relaxing area out on board this lower deck of the ship. So if you're looking for some quiet time, this looks like the place to be. And then last up we have the Concourse. Looks like it's just scattered throughout the outdoor areas of the ship, but the Concourse is a place where you're going to find all sorts of different types of artwork, and it says interactive artwork as well, so maybe stuff that you can, like, maybe you touch it and it does certain things. So that is very cool. Hopefully we get a little bit more details on that and see what kind of artwork we are going to be messing around with, or maybe what kind of artwork we see on board. But as you can see here, this little circle thing looks really, really neat. So that's going to be all for today's video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Norwegian Prima down below. I am like beyond excited for this ship. Bookings do go on sale at some point today on May 12th, from what I've been told. Let me know down below if you're ready to book this cruise. Have you already booked it? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you're excited. Anyways, that's going to be all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. And if you want to follow along the updates on Norwegian Prima as we look at some of the activities we find on board, hopefully that is announced very soon. Make sure you subscribe down below and hit that notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.